This was a quote from an AIG CEO who said that outrage over Wall Street bonuses was just as wrong as lynchings in the Deep South. It's a fantastic soundbite. So this guy's name was Bob Benmosche, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. And this was after the 2009 financial crisis. He compared the public outrage over their bonuses to Deep South lynching of African Americans. I'll just tell you the quote. "It was just as bad and just as wrong," he said, because employees were used to a certain way of living. Now that you have these bright young people who had nothing to do with the bad bets that hurt the company, they understand the derivatives very well. They understand the complexity. They're all scared. They had made good livings. They probably live beyond their means. They aren't going to stay there for nothing. The uproar over bonuses was intended to stir public anger, to get everybody out there with their pitchforks and their hangman nooses and all that, sort of like what we did in the Deep South decades ago. What do you think?
No, I think the outrage because of bonuses had everything to do with the fact that these banks were making billions off derivatives, giving big bonuses. I'm not even talking about the $10,000 or $20,000 bonus that went to the trade support person. I'm talking about the $1 million to $5 million that went to the CEOs and the vice presidents who actively knew that these derivatives on subprime mortgages would bring down the market. They knew this bubble would pop, and they also knew that when they took their $5 million bonus, that was on the backs of middle class and working class families who had just bought homes that are part of home ownership. That is the problem. And the fact that you would even have the audacity to compare that to Southern lynching is absurd. This is where the distinction happens. These bankers knew being black in Montgomery, Alabama is no reason to just die. Like, no reason to get lynched and get beaten with a pitchfork or get almost beaten to death, or get dogs or fire hoses, thrown at you. There's a big distinction between that. These people were it wasn't their fault. They just happened to be African American in the Jim Crow South. These bankers knew exactly what they were doing.
Yeah, I mean, I think that
I don't even know why I'm justifying this.
The argument that he's making here, which I believe is a total farce, is that people are complaining about all of these employees, and don't get me wrong, a lot of people who worked in that industry definitely got screwed out of jobs, and that's not fair to them. But that's not who we're talking about here.
Totally not who we're talking about.
The people who are, get their golden parachutes. And then, the sad thing, the systemic thing, is that all these people who, aspire to one day be the CEO who's going to make all this money are living well beyond their means, and they get thrown under the bus just like, everyone else of the American people.
Yeah, I completely agree. There's a huge
crazy
problem with Wall Street. It's a too big to fail mentality, and the fact that you make that quote authenticates and proves that they're too big to fail.